You are now looking at the $1.98 tour of KREM Radio. Let's take a look here at the log system, traffic log system. This is it. It's called Station Playlist Creator Pro. Now, there's much better software out there to use. This is just, in my opinion, it's very unstable. It's not very good. And we got our basic run options. Here's our spot groups. This is where all the spots come in for the sponsors and the commercials. Here's the scheduling for the actual logs. There's the related items, and we'll go back to our categories and go back to our spot groups. And here's our rotations for all the spots that we get in, which isn't many. There's the schedules again. Here's your options, and we'll go back to the home page. And it's very unstable, but it is what it is, and these guys seem to like it. Now, I'll take you to what they use for editing. Most stations would use Adobe Audition to edit with, but not this one. They use Sonic Foundry SoundForge, and in my opinion, it's garbage. It's not clean. The latency is very high on it. You can't really do much with it. I mean, there's basically where you can record into, and it's very, very staticky and unstable. You can't edit like you can Adobe Audition like a real radio station would actually have. So it's another piece of cheap software that just goes nowhere. I don't even use it. Here's your on-air software. This is the Station Playlist Studio, and everything you see on here is on air. I can change songs. I got American Woman going right now from the Guess Who, and behind that I'll have an ad, and then some Foreigner with Jukebox Hero, and it's all right. I mean, I've seen better. Audio Vault is better, and even though it hasn't been updated in so many years. Let me see if I can zoom in on this so you can get a better look at it. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Nobody really knows how to run it other than just using it for what it is. And that's a phone call coming in. Check it out. Now it just made a liar of me. Anyways, that's the on-air screen. Speaking of the phone, this is what they use for the phone lines. What is that thing? Broadcast Host Digital Hybrid. Now there's better ones out there by Telos out there on the market that are cleaner. The latency isn't there. The latency on this phone hybrid is so staticky and so high. You got to clean everything up through the broadcast board. And speaking of the broadcast board, let's take a look at that. There's our cheap ass phone. This is what we've got to broadcast with. No, it's not an actual broadcasting board. It's a live soundboard made from Mackie. It's a Mackie 402 VLZE. Now, it's a good board for using live song production and live work and DJing and things like that, and it does decent on the air, but it's not an on-air board. I mean, it's just something you can pick up really cheap at any music store. And of course, there's the DJ mic, the phone line, CDs, and I'll get to the CD player. The CD player just got a mind of its own. The computer that's actually the on-air computer, and there you hear everything right there. And that's it. I mean, it's nothing special, nothing fancy. Speaking of the CD players, this is what they've got for the CD players here at KREM. Now, it's just an American Audio standard DJ CD player. It works when it wants to. It didn't work with me today, so I'm not even using it. And it's nothing special, nothing fancy. It's just something that they have here that just makes the grade, I guess. I mean, they want to run this station on a limited budget, so that's what they're getting. And our monitoring system right above that, it's just a basic receiver. Now, most stations would have a mod monitor where you can actually run through the loop of the board, and you can actually broadcast and still don't have to worry about feedback or talking through a can when you go on live. You can have the monitors blasting as loud as you can, but I guess they just don't have that ingenuity here. So, just a standard Optimus receiver. Nothing special, nothing great. It's tuned in on the frequency, so you can see that. So I'm listening to myself actually as I'm on the air and able to monitor. So when I get on the mic, I have to turn this volume down so I don't sound like I'm talking through a can, and so I don't have all that excess noise in the back. That's your cheap $1.98 tour of KREM. Oh, speaking of cheap, look at these cheap mics. I mean, just a no-name brand mic, and not even a real broadcast mic. None of these are, for that matter. It's alright, but the sweet spot on this thing is hard to find, so it is what it is. That's your cheap $1.98 tour. I'm going to get back on the air right after this and see what else is going on out there in Rim Country.